7 daily habits. Stealing 10 years from your brain. Stop before dementia strikes. What if something you do times every single day asterisk, probably multiple times, is silently stealing a decade from your brain? It sounds like science fiction, but UCLA scientists just discovered that a common daily habit can make your brain scans look times 10 years older asterisk, not 5, but a full 10 years. And here's the truly terrifying part. Over 70% of you watching this right now are likely doing it, thinking it's harmless or even beneficial. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's accelerating cognitive decline and dementia, backed by shocking studies that made researchers do double takes at their own data. Before we dive into all 7 habits, let me first warn you about the Times absolute number 1 times brain destroyer, the one we'll reveal last. It's so potent, a Japanese study following 20,000 people for 15 years found it increased dementia risk by an astonishing 68%. Asterisk, 68%. Asterisk, that's not a typo, and most doctors don't even discuss it. Before we unveil our countdown, quickly hit that like button, then tell us your age and where you're watching from in the comments below. We're reading and replying to every single one. Now, let's unveil our first brain-destroying habit. Number 7. Skipping your morning walk. This might seem minor, but it packs a devastating punch against your brain health. When you consistently skip physical activity, especially that crucial morning walk, you're essentially telling your brain to begin its decline early. A groundbreaking study from the University of British Columbia, tracking 6,000 adults over 65 for 8 years, revealed a shocking truth. People who walked less than 4,000 steps a day had hippocampus volumes that were 23% smaller than active walkers. The hippocampus isn't just a fancy word, it's your brain's memory center. When it shrinks, you start with misplacing keys, then forgetting names, and eventually, faces. But here's the kicker. It's not about intense exercise. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. The magic happens with just 30 minutes of moderate walking daily. When you walk, your heart pumps more oxygen-rich blood directly to your brain. This vital flow triggers the release of something incredible called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as miracle grow for your brain cells. Without it, your neurons literally begin to die off faster than your body can replace them. The optimal time for this brain-boosting stroll. Within 2 hours of waking up, morning sunlight hitting your eyes is crucial. It sets your circadian rhythm, which in turn helps your brain perform its nightly cleaning cycle, flushing out toxic proteins like beta-amyloid plaques, the very compounds that accumulate in Alzheimer's patients' brains. A Stanford study even found morning walkers had 40% less beta-amyloid buildup compared to afternoon exercisers. To maximize benefits, aim for a pace where you can talk, but you'd rather not. This sweet spot increases blood flow to your prefrontal cortex by an astounding 35%. Even adding variety to your route or safely walking backward for 30 seconds every few minutes creates new neural pathways and improves balance, directly linking to enhanced cognitive function. The University of Pittsburgh proved your brain actually grows new cells with regular walking, showing a 2% growth in hippocampus regions after just a 6-month program, effectively reversing 1 to 2 years of normal aging. If knee or hip problems are an issue, try walking in a pool. The water's resistance can increase brain benefits by 20%, according to University of South Carolina research. We've started with something as fundamental as movement, but what about when you try to rest or simply unwind? The next 2 habits silently sabotage your brain's most crucial recovery times. Number 6. Taking sleep aids regularly. Many of you are prescribed this next brain destroyer, thinking it's a solution for peaceful nights. It's not. And then, how do you unwind? Probably with something that puts your brain in a coma while you're awake. Those innocent-looking pills, promising sweet dreams, might actually be fast-tracking you to memory loss. A groundbreaking Harvard study, following 10,000 seniors for 7 years, dropped a bombshell on the medical community. People who took sleep medications like Ambien, Lunesta, or even over-the-counter sleep aids with diphenhydramine for more than 3 months had a staggering 50% higher risk of developing dementia. 50%. And if they used them for 3 years or more, that risk jumped to a terrifying 80%. Here's the crucial distinction. Sleep medications don't give you real-time sleep. They sedate you. And there's a world of difference. Real sleep involves specific stages where your brain literally washes itself clean. During deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink by up to 60%, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flush out toxic proteins, the very same beta-amyloid plaques we mentioned earlier. Sleep medications brutally suppress these vital cleaning cycles. It's like never taking out the trash. Eventually, your house becomes unlivable and your brain unusable. Dr. Matthew Walker from UC Berkeley, a leading sleep scientist, revealed that sleep aid users had 45% less slow-wave sleep, the stage where memory consolidation happens, and 70% less REM sleep, where emotional processing and creativity occur. Your brain on sleeping pills is like a computer that never fully shuts down to install updates. Eventually, it crashes. Instead of pills, which can create a vicious cycle of dependency, try the military sleep method that works for 96% of people within 6 weeks. First, cool your bedroom to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Your brain needs to drop 2 degrees to initiate sleep. Second, take a hot shower or bath 90 minutes before bed. As your body temperature plummets afterward, sleepiness naturally triggers. Third, eat 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed. I know, it sounds strange, but Taipei Medical University found this increases sleep duration by 13% and sleep quality by 42% due to their serotonin and antioxidant content. If kiwis aren't for you, a handful of pistachios or tart cherries are the only other natural sources of melatonin that truly work. Finally, the 4-7-8 breathing technique can knock most people out within 3 minutes. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 7, exhale for 8. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, forcing your body into rest mode. Try doing this while pressing your tongue against the ridge behind your front teeth. This position, borrowed from ancient yoga, stimulates a nerve that calms your entire system. The next habit is something 75% of seniors do daily, thinking they're being social or staying informed. Number 5. Watching more than 4 hours of TV daily. Your television might be eating your brain faster than any disease could. The University of London tracked 3,500 adults over 50 for 6 years, meticulously linking their TV habits to cognitive decline. The findings were chilling. People who watched more than 4 hours daily experienced an 8% decline in verbal memory. Those watching over 7 hours daily showed brain changes identical times to Alzheimer's patients. Their brains were literally showing the same patterns of deterioration. Here's a counterintuitive fact. Television puts your brain in a passive state even worse than sleeping. When you sleep, your brain is incredibly active, processing memories and cleaning out toxins. When you watch TV, your brain waves slow to almost nothing. It's like putting your brain in a coma while you're awake. Researchers call this cognitive sedentarism, and it's more dangerous than physical inactivity. The type of content you consume matters immensely. News programs are often the worst offenders. A study of 14,000 people found that watching negative news for just 14 minutes increased anxiety markers by 67% and cortisol by 43%. Chronic cortisol elevation quite literally kills neurons in your hippocampus. Conversely, game shows and educational programs showed 30% less cognitive decline than news or reality TV. But here's the real kicker. It's not just what times you watch, it's how times you watch. Binge watching is exponentially worse than spacing out viewing. When you watch more than 2 episodes in a row, your brain stops forming distinct memories. Everything blurs together. The University of Texas found binge watchers had double the rate of cognitive decline compared to moderate viewers. And don't forget blue light. The blue light emitted from screens suppresses melatonin production for up to 3 hours after viewing, destroying your sleep quality even if you fall asleep easily. Poor sleep quality, according to Johns Hopkins research, increases dementia risk by 33%. So, what can you do? If you must watch TV, invest in high-quality blue light blocking glasses that filter at least 90% of blue wavelengths. You need amber or orange lenses that make everything look yellow, not the cheap $20 pharmacy ones. Better yet, replace passive watching with interactive activities. If you love stories, try audiobooks while doing something physical like folding laundry or organizing. Your brain stays active when your hands are busy. Surprisingly, strategic video games like chess or puzzle games are better than TV, with studies showing they can increase gray matter volume by 12% in just 6 months. Even simple games like Tetris improve spatial reasoning and memory. Set a timer for a maximum of 2 hours of recreational screen time. When it goes off, engage in an activity that requires thinking. Read, do a crossword, call a friend, or learn something new on YouTube. Yes, YouTube can be better than TV if you're actively learning rather than passively consuming. The key is interaction and intention. From the quiet of your bedroom to the glow of your screen, these habits chip away at your cognitive strength. But what about the very first thing you put into your body each day, or even how you unconsciously breathe? We're now uncovering 2 more insidious daily habits that are secretly undermining your cognitive future, starting with something many of you consumed just this morning. Number 4. Eating processed breakfast foods. That innocent-looking bowl of cereal, toast with jam, or even that healthy granola bar is actively, systematically poisoning your brain every single morning. The Rush University Medical Center tracked 5,000 adults for 5 years, linking their breakfast choices to cognitive decline. The results? People who regularly ate processed breakfast foods faced a 28% faster rate of cognitive decline. But when they zeroed in on sugary cereals and pastries, that number times jumped to a shocking 44% asterisk. Here's the terrifying science. When you consume these refined sugars, your blood glucose spikes by up to 200% within minutes. Your pancreas goes into overdrive, flooding your system with insulin. This insulin surge triggers systemic inflammation, especially in your brain. This inflammation then damages the delicate blood-brain barrier, that vital shield protecting your brain from toxins. Once compromised, heavy metals, bacteria, and inflammatory proteins flood into your brain tissue. Dr. Suzanne de la Monte from Brown University doesn't mince words. She calls Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because of the profound link between sugar consumption and brain degeneration. Her research reveals that consuming more than 25 grams of added sugar at breakfast resulted in brains that looked 8 years older on scans. And get this, the Times Average Times American breakfast contains a staggering 47 grams of added sugar, nearly double the brain danger zone. Even artificial sweeteners are culprits. A Boston University study found people consuming diet sodas or artificial sweeteners in their morning coffee had at times triple times the risk of dementia and stroke. Aspartame and sucralose trigger the same damaging insulin response without providing any energy, leaving your brain starved and inflamed. So, what times is a brain-protecting breakfast? It needs 3 key elements. First, omega-3 fats. These are crucial for rebuilding neuronal membranes damaged throughout the day. Think wild-caught salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Not a fish fan? 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or chia seeds work wonders. Second, choline, essential for neurotransmitter production. Eggs are the ultimate source. The Framingham Heart Study found daily egg eaters had 47% better cognitive performance. Third, antioxidants to fight inflammation. Wild blueberries, not regular ones, are packed with anthocyanins that cross the blood-brain barrier and directly protect neurons. Here's my 5-minute brain-saving breakfast formula. Scramble 2 eggs in coconut oil, MCTs, for instant brain energy. Add a cup of wild thymes, blueberries, double the antioxidants. Include half an avocado for monounsaturated fats that boost brain blood flow. Sprinkle with turmeric and black pepper. The curcumin in turmeric slashes brain inflammation by 48%, but only times when combined with black pepper's piperine. If you're rushed, try overnight steel-cut oats, not instant, which release glucose slowly. Mix in cinnamon, improves insulin sensitivity by 20%, and walnuts, which, incidentally, look like tiny brains for a reason. They're rich in DHA, the exact omega-3 your brain needs for repair. Now, let's talk about something even more fundamental. The next brain destroyer is so common, 90% of you are probably doing it right now without even realizing it. Number 3. Breathing through your mouth. Yes, the way you breathe is silently destroying your brain. Most people have no idea they're doing it, or the damage it inflicts. Researchers at Nagoya University in Japan compared brain scans of chronic mouth breathers versus nose breathers. The mouth breathers had 20% less gray matter in their prefrontal cortex and 30% reduced activity in their hippocampus. Their brains were literally times smaller and less active asterisk. Here's why. When you breathe through your mouth, you bypass your nose's incredible filtration system. Your nose produces nitric oxide, a molecule that increases oxygen absorption by a crucial 18%. Without it, your brain gets less oxygen with every breath. Over years, this chronic oxygen deficit causes neurons to die prematurely. It's like time slowly suffocating your brain cells asterisk. Mouth breathing also catastrophically alters your sleep. Stanford researchers discovered mouth breathers get 60% less REM sleep and 70% less deep sleep. Those critical stages where your brain cleans out Alzheimer's causing proteins. Mouth breathers also have 5 times more sleep apnea events, where breathing stops completely, each event killing thousands of brain cells from oxygen deprivation. And the dry mouth? It's catastrophic. Saliva contains antimicrobial proteins. Without enough, harmful bacteria multiply, creating inflammatory compounds that travel straight to your brain. UCLA found people with chronic dry mouth had 42% more brain inflammation markers. Asterisk asterisk. Check your breathing right now. Asterisk asterisk. Is your mouth open? Is your tongue resting on the roof of your mouth or at the bottom? Here's how to retrain yourself to nose breathe, starting today. First, the tongue posture exercise. Your tongue should rest against the roof of your mouth, tip just behind your front teeth. This naturally closes your mouth and opens nasal passages. Practice for 2 minutes every hour while awake. Second, use mouth tape before bed. I know, it sounds bizarre, but it's incredibly effective and safe. Use a small strip of medical-grade paper tape vertically over your lips. Your body will naturally remove it if needed. Within 2 weeks, 90% of people naturally keep their mouths closed without tape. Third, use Buteyko breathing for nasal clearance. Exhale normally, pinch your nose, and hold your breath. Nod your head up and down slowly until you have times to breathe. This creates carbon dioxide buildup that dilates your nasal passages, working better than any decongestant spray. Finally, practice coherent breathing during the daytime. Breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds, out through your nose for 5 seconds. This rhythm synchronizes heart rate variability and boosts brain blood flow by 25%. Do this for 5 minutes, 3 times daily. Set phone reminders until it becomes automatic. These tiny shifts can make a monumental difference. So, we've talked about what you consume and how you breathe. But the next brain destroyer is something you cook with every single day, often believing it's good for your heart, when it's actively harming your brain. Number 2. Cooking with the wrong oils. Those clear plastic bottles of vegetable oil in your pantry, the ones you've been told are heart healthy, they are actively destroying your brain cells. Researchers at Temple University found that feeding mice common vegetable oils for just 6 months resulted in Alzheimer's-like brain damage, increased amyloid plaques, and a 60% worse performance on memory tests. Here's the terrifying science. When you heat oils like canola, corn, soybean, or sunflower oil, they create toxic compounds called aldehydes. Professor Martin Grutfeld's research revealed these aldehydes are ** 200 times more toxic than cigarette smoke **, and a single meal cooked with them can produce 20 times the safe daily limit. This triggers massive brain inflammation and punches holes in your neuron membranes. These oils are packed with omega-6 fatty acids, throwing your brain's essential omega-3 to omega-6 balance completely out of whack, a ratio that research from the University of California links to 55% faster brain shrinkage. So, what should you use? For high heat cooking, ditch the vegetable oils and opt for coconut oil, grass-fed butter, or ghee. These saturated fats are stable at high temperatures and actually protect your brain. Coconut oil, in particular, contains medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, that your brain can convert directly into ketones, a superfuel. An Oxford University study saw a 20% improvement in cognitive scores in Alzheimer's patients simply by adding 2 tablespoons of coconut oil daily. For lower heat or finishing, extra virgin olive oil is liquid gold for your brain, but never heated above 320 degrees Fahrenheit, as its brain protective compounds are destroyed. Look for specific varieties like Koronaki, and always check harvest dates, not just expiration. Store it in a dark cupboard, not by the stove. For raw uses like salad dressings, flaxseed oil is fantastic, but remember it goes rancid quickly, so buy small bottles and refrigerate them. We've covered what you put into your body and how you physically interact with the world, but the number one brain destroyer isn't a food, a pill, or even a bad habit you actively perform. It's something many of us unknowingly suffer from, and it's destroying brains faster than all other factors combined. We've uncovered some truly insidious brain destroyers, lurking in your daily routines, your diet, even how you breathe. But now, we come to the absolute worst offender. Imagine something so potent it doubles. Times your dementia risk, something nearly 90% of seniors experience daily, yet it's rarely discussed, often dismissed as just a feeling. This is the Hashon brain destroyer, and it's devastating your mind right now. This demon is social isolation and loneliness. The University of Florida studied 12,000 seniors for a decade, finding those who felt lonely had a staggering 105% increased risk of dementia. Your risk more than doubles. It's not just a sad emotion, it's a profound biological threat. Loneliness literally changes your brain structure. Harvard researchers found lonely brains had smaller gray matter in critical emotion and memory regions. But here's the crucial distinction. It's not about how many people you know. It's about meaningful connections. You can be surrounded by a crowd and still feel utterly alone. Quality unequivocally beats quantity. When you're lonely, your brain interprets it as a dire survival threat. Your amygdala, the brain's fear center, goes into overdrive, flooding your system with cortisol and inflammatory cytokines 24/7. This chronic stress kills neurons in your hippocampus, your memory hub, 50% faster than normal aging. Your brain, in essence, starts to consume itself. The damage is frighteningly swift. University College London found just 1 month of social isolation caused measurable cognitive decline in healthy adults, 16% drop in processing speed, 23% in executive function. Imagine the cumulative devastation of years, but here's the profound science of why social connection is your brain's ultimate shield. Meaningful conversations release oxytocin and dopamine, triggering BDNF production, literally growing new brain cells. Complex social interactions activate multiple brain regions, building cognitive reserve which buffers against dementia. Researchers at the University of Michigan found just 10 minutes of meaningful conversation improved cognitive performance as much as doing a crossword puzzle. Deep, authentic exchange is potent brain food. So, how do we combat this silent destroyer? The strategies are diverse and empowering. 1. Join a shared interest group. Book clubs, walking groups, volunteering. The key is regular, scheduled interaction with the same people. Your brain craves in-person cues for maximum protection. 2. Leverage. Technology wisely. If mobility is an issue, video calls are 30% more stimulating than phone calls. Schedule interactive video dates. 3. Adopt a pet. Pet owners have a 24% lower dementia risk. Dogs especially force social interaction during walks. 4. Volunteer. The gold standard for brain protection, combining social interaction, purpose, and cognitive stimulation. Volunteers have 40% lower dementia rates. 5. Engage with strangers. Your brain thrives on novelty. Aim for one meaningful conversation with someone new each week, asking open-ended questions. 6. Asterisk asterisk. Start small, build momentum. Asterisk asterisk. If isolated, call one person today, an actual phone call, not a text. Gradually build your social muscle. 7. Asterisk asterisk. Join a choir or singing group. Asterisk asterisk combines social interaction, breathing exercises, and cognitive challenge. Choir members show 34% better cognitive function. The absolute worst thing you can do is accept loneliness as inevitable. Your brain is plastic. It can heal, adapt, and form new connections times until the day you die. Asterisk. But times have to take action. Every day you remain isolated, you are actively choosing cognitive decline. This isn't about popularity. It's about genuine connection with even just a few people. Quality over quantity. One real friend protects your brain more profoundly than 50 acquaintances. The research is crystal clear. These 7 habits are the fastest routes to dementia. But here is the most important message. Asterisk. Every single one is reversible. Asterisk. Your brain has incredible resilience. Start with just one change this week. Pick the easiest habit to tackle and focus there. Dementia isn't an inevitable sentence. The lifestyle choices you make today directly impact your brain's health. Every walk, every healthy meal, every meaningful conversation is building cognitive reserve. Don't wait for symptoms. By then, significant damage has occurred. Protect your brain today. Your future self, vibrant, sharp, and independent, will thank you. The power is in your hands. Use it. Now, we want to hear from times you asterisk. Which of these 7 brain-destroying habits surprised you the most, and why? Have you noticed any positive changes after stopping one of them? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and here's to a sharper, healthier brain.